Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Busterland with me, Buster UV. I have been spending some time on this server just aging some copper, as you can see, and there's always a problem with copper. The more you get, the more that needs aging. It's like a never-ending circle around here, I can tell you that. But I have gathered quite a bit, and it's definitely going to be used in today's build, which we're going to get into in just a moment. But what is today's build, I hear you asking? What do we have planned for today, actually? Well, let's go and consult the newly redecorated board, shall we? Ah yes, the board. I have done a lot of work in this, and I've also put up everything that we need to be doing. It's taken me a while. I've had to rethink of what everything was. So yes, I kind of had to re-go back through some footage and just remember what there was that needed to be built. But we're back to where we need to be. We have got, in no uncertain order, the mob farm. Sorry, not the mob farm. The wool farm. I couldn't see it, my eyes are going, I need glasses. The wool farm, the bamboo farm, the farmer house, animal barn, fishing shack, kelp farm, a general mob farm, we've got a tree farm, the mines, which I kind of want to work on the exterior of them, and then we've also got the rainbow castle, which is the big build coming soon. Keep your eyes open. And then we've also got the squid farm, the iron farm, the flower farm, and the cactus farm. So basically these are to get my colours. And then this here is to get iron, obviously, which is much needed. Then I also have another colour here. I've got this, which is going to be my mega base, which I can't wait to start on. And then we've also got things like the tree farm, because mining wood is an absolute pain. I hate it. I wish that there was something created where it was like instant, like wood break. Do you know? I'm sure other people have spoken on this before, but I think it was something like called chopping or something like that. I don't know. But I wish that we had that. If anyone's listening from Mojang, get to work on that. Get to work on it. A general mob farm for things that we need. Also a kelp farm for fuel. Fishing shack because I just think it would look cute. Animal barn to place all of my mobs in. A bamboo farm. I don't really know the reason behind having a bamboo farm, but I just think, you know, if you're going to build a farm, you might as well have them all, right? Then we've got the wool farm, which is going to be essential for all of my colours, and the farmer house, which I'm going to need 100% because I want to be trading in golden carrots. Over here is a bit of a confusing mess of things that I have started to do. I have started to farm cocoa beans because I kind of want to make this automated in some way. I'm not 100% sure how though. Like, water pulls them all off, and then obviously you can harvest them, but then you'd still have to go back through and manually place them all. So I'm a little bit, I don't know, I'm a little bit confused about what I need to do with this, but it's a start. And over in this direction, I have begun placing the 4 bushes, which you can basically bone meal to get extra of. And you've got, I think it's the peony, the sunflower, the rose bush, and the lilac. And these ones can get you magenta, red, yellow, and pink. And I'm going to be working on building that up into a flower farm. I was trying a few things. I made a few mistakes. It didn't go the way that I wanted it to. Let's just move on, shall we? First on our list of things to do today, I think that we need to build, well, actually, we need to build something which we already build on. We need to build the exterior to our pumpkin and melon farm. And I think we're going to get on that right now. There is no time like the present. So if you're with me, are ready, steady, I'm just gonna duck and wind, and build. Are you ready to see it? Are you ready to see it? Ta-da! It's done. It's so imposing. This is a very different build for me, and not in the sense of structure, because we've seen all of this kind of style before. I mean, take a look at my other buildings. It's basically square with a bit that juts out and then some stuff on it. But it's very different in the colour pattern. I've never really used acacia wood to build before, so that's a new one. And I've also almost never really used it as sort of like the platform, if you will, for the underground bit. Oh, you scared me. What are you doing here? What have you got? No, thank you. No, thanks. So, yeah, this was kind of unusual. I sort of wanted to keep the theme of using leaves like I have done over here. And I also wanted it to sort of hold in itself a little bit more of a overgrown-y sort of feel, something that would make me sort of look at it and go, oh, this looks old. This is something where we, used to start off. And I've also got up here melons, orange terracotta, and orange glass on this side of the roof, and then on the other side of the roof we have melons. Here in the free cam mode you can see it a little bit more clearly in just how it sort of looks. It's supposed to look like a sort of like barnyard kind of housey sort of thing, old sort of style country and western house. That's why there's no windows and we've got slats across here. You can also see from the roof on this side we have the melons and the green terracotta, and on this side we have the pumpkins and the orange terracotta as well. I just like it. I think it basically imparts the green roofs that we were going for here, and then starts a transitional colour from basically what the houses were, which was red. And orange is definitely a roof style that I'm thinking I want to sort of go in with in the future. I'm not sure though. It's a new one, that's for sure. Inside, you can still see the roof. I've not put in multiple levels to this. I don't really think that it's necessary. I mean, we could do, but the primary reason for this to exist is because we have it under here. The storage system works wonderfully. Everything gathers into one place, and I've also put some extra storage here as well. So all of our pumpkins, all of our melons as well, which is it's quite a lot. We're definitely going to have enough to be doing some trades in the future, I think. All in all, I'm happy with it. I think it definitely fits in with the landscape here. I've terraformed the lands around this area and just sort of built the path off. I removed the lamp that was here completely. I didn't put it anywhere else because, I don't really think it's necessary. And then just dotted in some little bushes at the side there and just kind of, tried to keep it with the rest of the theme, but this time make it darker. This time just make it look a little bit more sort of offset from the white build here to the dark build there, to the very dark build, which is at the back of me there. These lands are certainly taking shape, but there is another thing that I kind of want to do, and it's an iron farm. Iron farm is one of the most essential things that you can have, and I have done an iron farm before in my Middle-earth series. Links will be in the description below. Check it out. But I think it's essential here. It's something that we're going to need. I'm going to need a lot of iron in the future for a lot of things like redstone builds, and also just to kind of keep things moving forward here in Busterland. Iron is used in virtually everything that you see around you, from the little lamps that are there, from tools to construct these sort of like monolithic buildings, to harvesting, to creating bone meal, to creating gunpowder, to creating all sorts of stuff. So I think it's time that we remove this from here. We'll just place it back on there. I'm not going to be replacing that sign. I am just going to be leaving it blank. And I think it's about time that we get on with the iron farm. So if you're ready, steady. Oh, by the way, I will be doing this all in one go. Go, iron farm! It's done. We're finished. This took a real long time. I'm not even kidding. Done, finally. It's huge. It is very wide. It's a lot of different colors. It's kind of perfect for this environment, right? I mean, take a look at it. I literally have used so many different styles, dripstone, and then polished andesite, not polished andesite, what's this? Granite, normal granite, bricks, and then we've kind of overlaid it with some moss and some vines as well, and we've also got some dangling glowberries that are in there as well. The next layer is all different types of mangrove wood and textures, and then the top one is spruce, and then the very top of the roof is all completely different aqua style colours. Let's take a look at this in the FreeCam mod. You can sort of see what we were going for here. I want this to be tall, I wanted it to be imposing, and most of all, I just wanted it to have a blue roof. But it is this weird kind of traffic light style 3 colours, which is a bit unusual, I will say. It doesn't necessarily blend in with everything else. So we'll go in here actually, and as you can see here, the villagers are there. The zombie is there that I have nicknamed Iron Man. There we go. And then they drop down into there, burn up in this lava, and the collection system is literally just below us right here. It does stick out a little bit like a sore thumb. This is just purely because of how tall it is. If we sort of pull back here, you can sort of see, yeah, it's very obvious that this is effectively a watchtower, we'll call it that. Now, do not sort of call this out for what it is just yet, because all of this land around here is going to be being changed, and it's going to effectively blend into its surroundings, which I know sounds a little bit crazy to say that this giant thing is going to blend in, but it will. You kind of have to work with me on this one. I promise you, I'm not leading you astray. I've built up the pathways and it leads in, so we do not go in through this section, we go in underground, and all of this is just going to be transformed and made a little bit better. I didn't want to do it just yet because it would just take too long. This is something I just want to tinker about with. But you can see in here, we are starting to get the remnants of iron through. I have been collecting it for a little while whilst I've been building. This is basically how long it took for me to build, as you can see. But yeah, more and more is coming through as we're going along. So I'm happy with it. It works. Oh, it works. And we are now free to move on to the next thing. This is not a rainbow land for nothing. And these are my rainbow sheep. And we are going to be making a collection system for all of the wool. 16 different types to be exact. I've had them here for a little while, been breeding them up and placing all the different colours onto them. So they're obviously from white all the way through to red and all different colour spectrums. Now, we have just been gathering up some different glass materials, changing the colour, changing the wood types. There's some metal shears, and then we've also got here the collection system that I'm going to be using, which is basically just going to be an observer, dispenser, the rail cart on top of the rail, on top of the hopper, on top of the chest, and then these are going to shear the sheep automatically. I've done something similar to this before in my Middle-earth world, you can check out the video as well, but I think there's no time like the present for us getting involved with it now. This is going to be the final time lapse of today. I am not going to be taking you through it step by step because it's pretty simple and we can look at it once it's done. So if you're ready, if you're steady, let's shear some sheep. It's finished. Ta-da! It looks weird. It was kind of how I envisioned it, sort of. I wanted it to be like this weird shape, sort of, and then how it kind of angles round. Let me just move to the side. So I wanted it to do this. I wanted it to angle up and out, but I kind of wanted it to be the other way, that the shorter land was at the front and not at the back, and yeah, I've kind of done it the opposite way round. It was supposed to be short here, high up here, and it was supposed to sort of slope down like that, and then this bit was supposed to flick upwards, and then basically the actual, like, this bit here, you would see it come down, and then it would be wool that would sort of start off from here. So I've kind of done, I don't really know what I've done. It looks like a submarine. But, you know, listen, sometimes you build things, they work out, sometimes you build things, they don't. It is what it is. I've had this discussion in the past. You know what it's like. If we take a look at it from the back view, you can see that I've put in some of the terracotta pieces just to kind of add a sparkle of colour. They sort of correspond, but not really with the top bits. I didn't do it to be precise across this bottom bit because these archways, they're not precise. They don't really line up. If you take a look at it, they're like 4 long, whereas the top ways are 2. So yeah, that was never going to happen. So let's take a look at the inside, shall we? And just see how this whole thing works. We take a step in through this door. And I mean, you've got all the other doors as well. But it is a rainbow infusion. So the actual mechanism is really, really, really simple. Again, I have done this before. Check out my Middle-earth series if you want to see how this fully does, or the video that inspired it, which was from Pixel Riffs. I'll link it all in the description below. You see over there is a dispenser. This dispenser is filled with shears, and then underneath the dispenser, so under here, you won't be able to see it because of this, but under the dispenser, right where this grass block here is, well, mud block now, but it was a grass block, there's an observer, and then at the back, and then at the back, you've got a piece of redstone. So when the observer detects that this grass block changes, it basically ticks the dispenser, and the dispenser shears the wool from the sheep. Glass must be above the top here so light can get to this grass block, and I've got another grass block here as well, so it encourages it to grow. Grass is transparent, so if you stick a glass block on top of grass, it's not going to turn into dirt. And so the collection mechanism is really simple. It's basically the hopper rail cart. So you have a hopper rail, and then you also have a piece of rail which is here, into the hopper, into the chest, and everything collects here. It's not producing as often or as much as I'd like, but that's the whole point with this. It takes a little while for it to get going, but once it does, you're good to go. You really don't have to worry about wool ever again. I am going to let the sheep get on with their business and have all of their wool sheared. And whilst that's going on, I'm going to wait and eventually build up the Rainbow Road. And the Rainbow Road is going to be so cool. It's going to run from this building right the way through into the nether, which is just over here. And yeah, I'm thinking that it's probably just going to be the fact that I can use the wool in the nether. I realise that sounded stupid, but what I mean is when I create a nether hub, I can use the wool, which I gather from this, there. And then what will happen is, obviously, I can make, like, the rainbow inspired. Basically, effectively, this is probably going to be like Netherland. Do you see what I did there? And then, obviously, it's going to span straight out into the wool farm. If we take a look in the F4 in the freecam mode, you can see just how it looks from the top down. Again, I did this the wrong way. Never mind, it is what it is. But it connects up to nothing at the moment, and that's because I do want to connect this pathway up to here, and then another pathway which runs across here. This is going to be turned into another farm area, I think probably for cactus. And then at the back bit here is where the barn's going to go. So we have a plan, we have an idea of what we're going to do, and that also gives us some scope for the future as well. Now, I am just going to get onto the topic of where we are at the moment. We are progressing along nicely. I have cleared off the wool farm from the board of things to do. But there is a few things that I do want to add on to here. Again, a full board is a happy board. So we'll start off with this one. First one on my list to add is this, a magical bookstore. And there's a reason behind that. And let me explain. You see this pickaxe that I have right here? This one I got when I did just some effectively combining of 2 diamond pickaxes and then put this one, well, put each of them into the enchanter, and I managed to get silk touch and mending on it at the same time, which is pretty cool. Now here's the thing, all my other tools are dying out. I don't have mending, I don't have any other villagers. Trying to get them is just so much like hard work. So I need a magical bookstore. I need to start getting proper inventory and start getting proper tools to do the job. Otherwise, I'm just going to be going backwards and forwards from my diamond mine. And yeah, it's boring. The next one, the stone house. And the reason for the stone house is quite simple. I use a lot of terracotta in this world. Let me show you. There is terracotta in that roof. That roof. In the lamps. In that roof. You can't see it, but trust me, it's in that roof as well. Up there. And then for any future. Oh, there we go. In the pavements as well, these. So I need a stone house. Stone masons are so valuable because it means that you don't really have to be worrying about going into your mines again or running around and trying to collect it. I spend hours in the Badlands just collecting terracotta, and I'm kind of bored of doing it. But that is the whole point of Minecraft, I suppose, is the whole hunter-gatherer thing and getting the materials you need. But we have bigger plans, and we have plans which involve me having my fingertips at all resources whenever I need them. We have done a lot of building today. We have been doing paths, we have been doing giant towers, we have been doing sheep farm. We've been doing a lot, to be honest, and yeah, I'm running out of time. These buildings took a lot longer than I thought they were going to. I think I just overestimated just how much I can actually do, to be honest with you. I was trying to see what that was, but it's basically where I've been digging out dirt. However, next time round we have got even more to do because literally in a Minecraft world, it never stops. So if you've liked what you've seen here today, you guys, please hit that like button. Hit it with a shovel, smack it with a sword, axe it with an axe. Yeah, just do it. Hit it with a potato, a boiled potato. Any potato. And of course, whilst you're liking it as well, please hit that subscribe button because whenever you do, you will gain access to all my videos, and hit the bell button as well because then you'll be notified every time I upload. Isn't that nice? I want to say thank you guys for watching today. Thank you for tuning in and seeing this. We have still got a long way to go. I at some point want to get wings. I want to build stuff up. I want to get things going. We have a lot to do and so little time to do it all. Not for any other reason, just because when they say that, it adds tension, right? Am I right? Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you all next week. My name has been Buster UV, and I can't wait to see you all again in Busterland. Bye bye bye. Bye bye.